just not for me. Really not for me at all is this one. They just completely... Oh! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well today, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I post videos over here at least 3 times a week, but I do have a vlogging channel too. So in today's video, I feel like I'm actually too excited to film this, but today's video I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup products that I would not buy again. So I feel like this video is so honest and so kind of raw, and it's just me really putting myself out there, telling you guys products that I really would not buy again. I thought it's actually a really helpful video as well, and I really hope you guys are going to enjoy this. So if you do, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, make sure you leave me a lovely little comment in that comment section down below, and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. But other than that, let's get straight on with today's video. So the last couple of years of me actually doing YouTube and getting into makeup more, I feel like I've discovered so many absolutely incredible products that I just could not live without, and that I would definitely buy again. But then at the same time, when you're trying products out, you find ones that you don't necessarily like or that don't necessarily work with your skin, and products that I just would not buy again. So that's what I thought I'd do in this video. I do a full face of products that I don't like the product, don't like the brand, or for some reason would not buy this product again. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's get started. So the first product I'm going with is my primer. This one I can't believe I ever really used, if I'm honest. This is a primer from Amazon. I got gifted this when I first started YouTube, and at this point I never even used a primer on my skin. Like, before I started YouTube, I wasn't really into makeup. I never really experimented with it and things like that. So they gifted me this primer, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I've got a primer for my skin, and I absolutely loved it. I used this every single time I did my makeup. But since then, I've obviously discovered other primers that I absolutely love, and looking back, I just don't know why I ever used this. So it is the Airfit Pore Primer, obviously from Amazon, like I said, and it's by W Lab, I think, but that's all it says on it. It doesn't tell you what ingredients in it, it doesn't tell you if it's tested on animals, it doesn't tell you if it's vegan, cruelty-free. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't even say if it's dermatologist approved. So I have no idea what I put on my face for those couple of months. Obviously I've learnt more now and I'm more educated about it now, but I just thought, oh, it's free, it's great. So I got obsessed with it and I loved it. Obviously this could be the best primer ever. It could be really well made. It could have really good things in here for your skin. It could be, you know, never tested on animals, cruelty-free, vegan, everything. But the fact that it doesn't tell me makes me not want to try it again, or not want to like buy it again. So on the back it does say a couple of details, but these are all in what I believe to be Korean because it was made in Korea. It does say that it's recyclable, which is really good that the packaging is recyclable. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I don't really know what I'm putting on my skin. Like, this could have stuff that's really bad for your skin, or it could have stuff that's really good for your skin. I have no idea, but I'm going to try it in this video. I probably will never use this again. But this is what it looks like when it comes out. So it's not a bad consistency. It's quite a peachy, kind of pinky toned product. If I was to kind of like say what type of primer this is, I'd probably say it's more on the mattifying side than anything else. It does feel quite hydrating, like it does feel quite moisturizing compared to some that might dry your skin out, but it does make my skin look a little bit pink after I've rubbed it in. So I don't know if it's got the best ingredients for skin in there. I do have very sensitive skin, so I don't know if this is the best thing to be putting on right now, but for the purpose of the video, we're going to. This is how my skin's looking like, and I'm going to go in with the foundation. The foundation I'm going to use is the Primark one. So as far as I'm aware, Primark have 3 different foundations. They have a £2.50 one, a £3.50 one, and I think the other one's £6.50. I could be wrong with this, and the prices could change as well. So I actually bought this foundation recently because I'm doing a full face and a full 24 hours using only Primark Beauty. So I thought, do you know what, we'll give it a go. I bought the cheaper one, and that is mainly just because I like the fact that it said medium to full coverage on this one, whereas I think the £3.50 one was light to medium coverage. So I wanted a heavier coverage, and not only that, I liked the packaging. I liked the fact it was a squeezy tube, and I just wanted it to be a bit more affordable since I was buying a like full 24 hours worth of Primark Beauty products. So that's what it looks like. Like I said, it's supposed to be medium to full coverage. Now this is the reason I wouldn't buy this product again. So it looks a little bit darker than my skin tone. I do tend to go like a shade or two darker so that I can balance it out with my concealer and things like that. Especially if I'm tanned as well, it then matches my tanning shade. However, when I actually applied this, because I thought I'd give it a test before the video, looks nice on the back of my hand, looks really creamy, looks like a really good consistency. Start to apply it to my face, looks really good. It looks just like my NARS one, looks like a good shade, things like that. But then when I start to blend it out, it just disappears into my skin. Like, it gives me no coverage at all. It just disappears into my skin. I'd say this is a tinted moisturiser because it actually has a nice tinted moisturiser effect. It makes your skin look nice and glowy and nice and healthy and fresh, but it does not look like you've got foundation on. And that is just me being completely honest, because that's what this video is all about, is that complete honesty. Like, I'm honest in my other videos as well, but this one is just products that I won't buy again. So I feel like I'm slating the brand, but I'm really not. I absolutely love Primark. They have some amazing beauty products, but this particular foundation just doesn't work for me. And the reason it doesn't work for me is because it says medium to full coverage, and for me this is not medium to full coverage at all. On my finger it feels really creamy and it feels like it's going to do a really good job. Then as soon as I start to blend this out, it just literally disappears into my skin. So I'm going to use a brush to blend it out to show you guys what I mean. The brush that I'm going to use is just a Real Techniques Complexion Blender brush. I'm just going to start to blend this. I'll actually zoom you guys in a little bit more so you can see my face a little bit better. So I'm starting to blend it. If you see what I mean, it's literally just disappearing into my skin, but you just can't tell that I've got anything on there. I did it before. I did half my face using this foundation and half my face without foundation, and you couldn't really tell which side of my face had the foundation on because it's just not that good coverage. Like, you can see, it's just, I would not call this medium to full coverage. Plus it looks so much lighter on my skin than the actual shade looks in the bottle. So if you see what I mean, it's just not really done that coverage. Over here I've got like blemishes area. Up here you can just see like all the pigmentation on my skin, and it's just not covered any of that up at all, and it's supposed to be like medium to full coverage, and it hasn't done that. So that's the reason that I wouldn't buy this again. Like, it's an alright foundation, but for a tinted moisturiser, this is not a medium to full coverage foundation in my opinion. Other people might have better experiences with this, but for me, I just don't feel like it is. Like, it's nice, but I just wouldn't necessarily buy it again, because the reason I bought it is because I wanted a heavier like coverage foundation that was actually good coverage. If you look at it from a distance, it looks better, but it's when you look at it more up close, if the camera wants to focus, if you look at it more up close, you can just see, like, you can just see all these bits here where it's just not really covered it. Yeah, and then up on my forehead as well, I've got like blemishes up here, and it's just not covered them at all. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it, if I'm honest. It's just, the problem is it just doesn't do what it says in the packet. It does say it's got vitamin C, vitamin E in it. It's dermatologist tested, which we really like. Like, I like the foundation, I will use it again, but just not for what it says in the packet, which is what I don't like, because it's kind of like off-leading. Love the fact that it's got vitamin C and E. That's really good. I love the fact that it's like good for your skin, but like I said, it's just more of a tinted moisturiser. It says it's got a natural finish, which I do think it does have a natural finish, but it doesn't have a full coverage, it says. The next product I've got is the concealer, and this one, I really don't like this, and this is probably more of a personal opinion. Other people probably will like this product, and there's two reasons I don't like this. So this one is the Body Collection Concealer. This one is in the shade medium, and from what I can remember, this didn't have a very big shade range. I think it was either medium dark or light medium dark, so it doesn't have a great shade range, and I thought, you know what, I'll go for medium. I don't think they had any light in when I was there, and it's literally darker than my foundation. But then when we get into the actual applicator, I'm not a fan of the applicator. It's just not for me. It's tiny, it doesn't help to actually apply the product, and I'm not a fan, but we're gonna put it on my eyes. So I also have another concealer that I wanted to include in this video, because I probably wouldn't buy this again, if I'm honest. I absolutely love this as a concealer. So it's the Revolution Fast Base Concealer in the shade C2. This is such a good concealer. However, you get, I think it's 2.5. I think it's 2.5 mil of product in here. This lasted me probably a week and that was it. So I just wouldn't buy it again for that aspect. It gets really, really messy on the inside of the lid. It's got a really, really nice applicator. Absolutely love that. But if you can see inside here, this is as much product as you get inside this little bit here. I thought the full thing here was filled with product, but it's not. It's just from this sticker to the end. That's as much product as you get in. And for the money aspect, it's not great value. I love the actual concealer itself. I just wish it had more product in because it's so small amount of product for what you're paying. Like, it's not expensive, but I was quite disappointed when it ran out because I really, really liked the product and it ran out so, so fast. But I'm not going to use that one today. I'm going to go in with that Body Collection one. And I'm going to start to apply this. And there's just not a lot to it. If you look, it's really, really thin is the product. Like, sometimes you put a concealer on and it's really, really thick. This one is really, really thin. Like I said, I don't like the shade, but that could easily be adjusted if you get a different shade. But I'm just applying this onto my skin and it's just such a thin consistency. I'll apply a little bit down my nose as well. And to my chin. But yeah, it's just a really, really thin concealer. I feel like it just doesn't do the job of concealing because I get really, really big under eye bags. I get very, very tired. I get stressed. Sorry, I do get big bags, really dark bags, and this just doesn't really cut it for me. I'm gonna blend it out and show you what I mean, but yeah, it's just not me. I'm quite fussy with my concealers, so I do need a really good full coverage concealer. But yeah, again, this wasn't really that expensive, so do get what you pay for. But if you see what I mean, it's not really done anything there at all. And then again with this one here, I'm just going to blend this out. And you'll see it just doesn't really do anything. It just kind of sits on my skin. It kind of just emphasises my bags a little bit more, if I'm honest. It does emphasise my bags a little bit more there. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I feel like maybe in a lighter shade it might help. It's just way too thin is the actual formula of the product. I was just about to move on to my next product when I literally knocked this onto the floor by accident, the concealer we've just used, and it's literally just made a mess all over the floor. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't be buying this again. I'll show you what I mean, but this bit here is literally just completely, it's literally just gone all down my jeans and all over the floor. Okay, I definitely would not buy this again. So basically, it's just completely snapped off. There's literally water. I can't see what I mean there. There's like water dripping off it. So that proves that it's a really, really liquidy concealer. And it's not just me that thought it was really, really thin. It is really thin and it's literally just water that is coming out of here. Yeah, I won't buy this again. So this is what it looks like now. The whole thing is literally snapped off. I can't even open this again. The whole thing is literally just snapped off. Yeah, definitely would not buy this again. It makes you think what's actually in here if it looks so liquidy when it comes out. So the next product I'm going to show you guys is a setting powder. This is the Max & More setting powder. You can just buy this in Home Bargains. This one, I just don't feel like it does a lot for me. It doesn't actually set my under eyes. It just kind of, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's that effective. It's also very, very messy. I literally just opened it up and you can just see there's literally just the powder is everywhere. It's good that, you know, you can actually get the product out, but like my Huda Beauty one that I've got has a little protector on the top. I feel like if it was a better package with that protector on the top, then it would make it easier for when you actually open it up, that it doesn't just kind of go everywhere. But I'm going to use this, I'm just going to apply it with a sponge, and I start to apply this underneath my eyes, and I don't know, I don't feel like it does a lot. It's just not one of those that you desperately go out and buy again. It's not bad, it's just not great, if you get me. It also doesn't seem to keep my makeup lasting for longer either. It kind of just works for a little bit, then doesn't really do the best job. It's also kind of patchy when I apply it. It's a little bit patchy there. I don't know, it's just not, it's not the best. So this is what it looks like. I'm then just going to brush the excess off just to make sure we've got all the excess off. It has helped to brighten my eyes up a little bit. It's not that bad. I might actually give this product a second chance. It's just very, very messy, which really irritates me. Like, I'm closing it and there's just powder going literally everywhere. So maybe if you would have put like a protective cap on this, that might be a little bit better. I feel like it's definitely improved that concealer we've just applied. So it's not too bad. It's just nothing like special, I think. Next, I'm going to go in with some contour. And what I'm going to go in with is the Barry M Chiseled Cheeks Contour Kit. This, I actually quite liked when I first tried it. But I'm not really into the tones in it. So this says light to medium skin tones. And if we open it up, it's just not the right tones at all, especially for light to medium skin tones. This is practically orange. This one is alright, but it's a little bit ashy, and then this one is just, you know, a light powder. We're going to go in the middle one, and I'll show you what I mean by how orange this is. This is supposed to be to bronze, sweep the powder across your cheeks, forehead and nose where the sun would naturally hit it. Extremely pigmented. Look at how orange it looks. I'm literally scared about putting this on my face. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but there's a lot of fallout on the palette just from using that. So I'm just going to tap the excess off this brush because there is so much that comes straight out, which is good. There's a pigmented powder and all that, but just a little bit too much. And when you apply it, like, do you see what I mean? It's very, very orange. It's just not the right kind of tone. And I feel like I've just not really considered people's skin tones in this. Like, it says light to medium, but I would not say this is suitable for light to medium skin tones. Like, my skin's very light right now. I'm not very tanned at all, and that is just very, very dark, and that's the lightest shade in the pan. Like, there's two different contour shades in this, well, bronze shades in this, and this is the lighter one of the two. Like, this is going to take me a good like 10 minutes to blend out. I feel like it would perform better on my forehead, but down here, no. Like, I didn't tap into it that hard, and that is how much product came out. Like, I did like 2 small taps into this, and that's how much came out. I feel like it would be pretty impossible to contour your nose as well with this, because look at that. Obviously I need a smaller brush, but it just goes straight on. Like, it's so pigmented, which is usually a good thing, but I think this is just like over pigmented and way too orange. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend this out, keep applying it, and can I get it so it actually looks okay before we move on to the next product? This is now how it's looking. I've managed to blend it out quite a lot, but it did take a long time. You see what I mean by the orange kind of like tone to it? I'm just not a fan. Like, it's not really done a good job of contouring my nose either. Yeah, it's just not really for me. Other people might love this, but it's just not for me. So next I'm going to go in is with my blush, and this again is another, this is another brand that I do really like, and I feel like they're really, really stepping up their game at the moment. It's just this particular palette I'm not a fan of. So this is the Cheeky Trio palette by W7. Please don't come for me for this, but I'm not a fan of this blush. I'll apply it and you might know what I mean. It just doesn't do it for me. I feel like you do need to get quite a lot of product on your brush to kind of get it to show. Just not that pigmented. As well as that, I just feel like W7 have so many new blushes and so many other like products now that are just so much better than this. Like, you can not really see it. It's just not that pigmented. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've literally just tapped so much into that palette to try to get a little bit more so you can see it. But it's just not that pigmented, and I feel like I really have to build this colour up. But then when I do, I don't want to blend out as well. It's just not as nice, and it's just, I don't like the way that it sits on my skin. It's just not a blush for me at all. I really, really expected to like this as well, because it looks like a really, really beautiful tone, but it just doesn't sit well on my skin at all. I really don't like it. So literally, I should mean about how pigmented it's not. Like, you get a little bit, like, you can't even see how much I've got on my finger there, but if I press down quite hard and really rub into that, you can start to see it on my finger. But it's just the formula of this product I don't really like. Do you know what? I don't mind the highlighter in this palette, and I don't even mind the bronzer in the palette. It's just the blush that I'm just not a fan of, and I feel like there's so many other beautiful blushes out there now that I just wouldn't buy it again. I do love W7, and I love a lot of their products, especially their palettes at the moment. They are absolutely stunning. I don't want to make this video and then people think that I hate certain brands or anything like that, because it's really not like that at all. I absolutely love their brand, and I will still continue to buy from them. It's just a specific blush I won't be buying again. It's just not, it just doesn't do it for me. It's just the formula, just everything about it. Like, I'm having to tap in how many times to actually get some colour to appear. Yeah, just not for me. Really not for me at all is this one. It just kind of makes me look a bit weird. Makes my face shape a little bit weird as well. I'm just not really a fan. Next, we've got highlighters, and I've actually got two to show you. The first one is a Primark highlighter. I'm pretty sure I got this from Primark anyway. This is a shimmer highlighter. It doesn't say what name it is. I've used this once, and I was not that impressed because it just didn't blend out. It kind of just sat on your skin. I know you've got to work fast with liquid highlighters, but I worked pretty fast with this, and it still just didn't work. I've used it once, and now I went to try it again today. And it's completely dried up. Like, the product has literally completely dried up. So we're not going to be using it today, but I still wanted to include it because I will definitely not be buying that again. I actually do like Primark's highlighters, but that one really doesn't do it for me. And this one is really hard to tell you guys because Revolution are my ultimate favourite brand. They are absolutely incredible. I love every single thing they've done. My favourite, probably my top two favourite highlighters are both by Revolution. I absolutely love them. It's just this particular one doesn't do it for me. And you know what I'm like, I want to be completely honest, so this one doesn't do it for me. This is the Revolution Beyond Radiance palette. Some other people may love this. It's just, for me, comparing this to the quality of their other highlighters, obviously this one's a little bit older compared to their newer ones now. This is an older one. I don't even know when this came out. It came out a while ago though, at least a couple of years ago, maybe even 3 or 4 years ago. When you open it up, I love the inside of this. It looks beautiful. I love the full-size mirror in it. I love the display of these. It's just, the pigmentation didn't do it for me. So if I tap into the center shade, it's just a random shade. I'm not a fan of any of these, if I'm honest. And then start to apply it, like, it's just not there. Like, you can see the tiniest bit of shimmer there, but other than that, you can't see the highlight, if that makes sense. It's just not shimmering. It's not really out there. You just can't see anything. I tap into a different shade. That was the center shade there. I tap into a different one just to show that it's not just that shade, it's just the palette in general. It's just not that pigmented. Like I said, my absolute favorite highlights are by Revolution, so I do love them. So this one, yeah, I wouldn't buy this again. It looks nice. The swatches of it though, even the swatches, like, they're not shimmery. It's just really thin. I think that's the problem, is that the powder is a little bit too thin with this, and if anything, they're glittery rather than shimmery. But if I come a bit closer so you can see a little bit better, there's just nothing there. There's tiny bit of shimmer there, but that's it. And with me, I love my highlight, so I want my highlight to really be out there and to really shine and be in your face. So this one is just not a palette for me. So now I'm going to move on to some eye products. I'm not going to lie, I'm really not enjoying my makeup right now. My under eyes are not nice, the blush isn't nice, the foundation just, I'm really not enjoying this. It's making me look very washed out. But we're going to move on to my eyes now. I've just applied a Louise base, just because I don't think I actually have any sort of eye base that I don't like. So I want to apply a nice Louise base. The palette I'm going to use is a Primark one. Some Primark palettes aren't bad. Some, I feel like, are not really worth the money. And they're not that cheap, if I'm honest. I feel like the Primark palettes aren't really that cheap. So I wouldn't really recommend them. But this is the one that I've got. Love the mirror. I love the colour story of it. It's just they're not that pigmented. And then they don't really blend out very well. So I'm going to do a really quick eye look with this. I don't want to go into detail with it. I'm just going to do something quick and something easy. I'm just getting with like a Brushworks brush. Tapping into this pink shade here. And I'm just going to start to buff this through my eye. But like it's just not that pigmented. And like I said, it doesn't blend out that well. There's just nothing special about it, and I feel like they are overpriced for what you're getting. I'm just going to keep blending this out. I actually did a video not that long ago where I actually tested out a Primark palette, and I'll be doing a full video, like I said before, I'm going to do a full video using Primark beauty products. So if you do want to see a more in-depth kind of tutorial or a look with this palette, then make sure you check those videos out. Just tapping into that peachy shade there. Also, the shades are a lot darker on your eye than they look in the pan. Like, that looks a lot darker than that shade there. Like, that's the lightest shade in the pan, and it looks a lot darker on my lid. But yeah, I don't know, I'm not a fan of this. I just feel like they don't really blend out very well. If you use just one colour, it's not as bad, but it's if you want to do like a cut crease, or if you want to do a couple of different shades and blend them together, it just doesn't just don't do it that well. It's just not for me. Staying on the topic of eyes, I've got 3 more products to show you guys. So this one here is a brow shake. This is a filling pomade. This is by Rimmel. I absolutely love Rimmel, but this product I'm not a fan of at all. I actually got this recently and it just doesn't do it for me. So like I said, this is a brow shake pomade, and when you open it up, this is what it looks like. So it's got like a little applicator there, but it is way too pigmented. I'm really not a fan. I'm gonna try use this, but I'm kind of scared because last time I used this, I used it in like a full face first impressions and it just didn't work, and it's the wrong shade as well. But when I used it, it's like, it's just too pigmented. Like, look at that. It's way too much. Before I had to like brush it out a good few times and play with it, and I ended up just washing it off, I think, because it's just, look at that. It just makes me look like I've got slugs on my face. Some people this would really suit, but for me, I'm really, yeah, I'm not into this. This just isn't for me at all. Look at that, I've just missed a little bit there. Like, I've literally just missed it a little bit there. You can see how dark it is. Yeah, I don't like this. This, like, some people may love this, but this is just not for me at all. I used this once in the first impressions. Second time using it today, thinking, do you know what? I might get the hang of it. It might actually be alright, but no. I feel like it's good to, like, helping to fill in your brows, but my brows didn't need filling in this much. And now it's just really dark and it just looks like I've got slugs on my face. So I'm not a fan. I kind of want to fix them for the rest of the video, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it because this is how my eyebrows look using this product. And yeah, I'm not a fan. Next I've got some lash products. The first one being a Kiko mascara. I love Kiko, but this mascara I would not buy again. And the second one is actually a Bare Minerals one. I also do apologise if you can hear any banging or any noise in the background. We've got the guys here doing our guttering and our windows, so that is why. But they are here literally all day. So it's not exactly like I can use a different time to film because they've been here since like 7 and they're going to be here till the sun goes down. So the mascara, when I first tried this, I loved this. I fell in love with this. I love the packaging. It's really pretty. This is the False Lashes Concentrate Curling Top Coat Mascara, by the way. But I've had it a little while now, and after you actually open it for a little while, it gets really clumpy on the bristles. So right, especially on the end there, you can see that the mascara is just kind of like clumped into one, so you can't even see the little bristles. It's just kind of like one big coat of mascara on the brush, and I just don't feel like it's going to help. So we're going to use it anyway, but it makes me nervous because it's quite clumpy. I do love the mascara itself. It's just the fact that it's clumped up on the end of the wand. I feel like I'm then having to get rid of all the excess products on the side of the bottle and then losing half the products that you actually get. I do love the mascara, it's really nice, but it's just this applicator gets very clumpy. It looks quite nice on my lashes. It's just not the most practical thing ever. It basically depends where you get it as well, because if you get it on the right stroke it looks really nice, but then if you get it on the wrong stroke it gets really clumpy. Like, it started to get clumpy there on my inner corner, and that's not what I want it to be like. As well as this, you can kind of see where it's starting to gather on the wand in just big clumps, and I just don't feel like it's that practical. Like, some others are really good. I like the shape of the wand. I like the fact that it's quite rounded. It's really good for helping to curl, give some good volume, length, things like that. But for practicality, it just makes it even harder, and I feel like you want stuff that's just going to make your life easier and not harder. But yeah, it's not great at separating your lashes at all because of those bristles are really kind of glued together there. This is what my lashes are looking like now. I've done one coat of that, and if you can see the clumpiness that I mean, it's just not separated my lashes, especially over here. It's really clumped them together, and I'm not a fan of that. I feel like it just makes it harder. I'm going to really quickly separate these just so they're not really clumped for the rest of the day. Then I'm going to move on to the last 2 products. So the next product I've got, which I just feel like I wouldn't buy this again because it's a little bit more pricey. It's by Bare Minerals, and it's the Locked and Coated Waterproof Lash Top Coat. I feel like if I use this with a better mascara, it might work a little bit better. But this is what the applicator looks like. And I'm all for a thin applicator, but that is just a little bit too thin for me personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mirror. I'm going to apply this on top. We actually tried this out in Mexico, and it just didn't impress me that much. This was a couple of years ago though when I actually tried this, but it just doesn't really see, it doesn't feel like it's going through my lashes that well. Like I said, it might work better with a better mascara, but it's just, I feel like it needs a better applicator. Like if the bristles were like a little bit further apart from each other, like this is just so thin, it'd do a better job. It was waterproof to an extent, but not as much as you'd like it to be. It also kind of leaves your lashes looking a little bit more white rather than just as thick and black as they were before. So yeah, I'm not that impressed by it. Just wanted to clear this as well because I saw it and I was like, do you know what? Yeah, this too, I just wasn't that impressed. It just wasn't anything kind of like to write home about. It just wasn't that good. And then the final item I have to show you all is another Revolution product. This is more personal preference, I think. This is the Revolution, and it's the Pout Bomb in Plumping Lip Gloss and in the shade Kiss. This isn't really my shade, if I'm honest. It's a little bit too pink for me. This, however, obviously like it's Plumping Lip Gloss, so it's going to be quite tingly, that kind of effect. The thing I don't like about this is the stickiness. And this product is so sticky. As I said, Revolution is one of my absolute favourite brands, so I will 100% buy buying products from them again. It's just this particular product is just too sticky for me. So if I open it up, you'll see what I mean. It's just so like stringy and so sticky, like it's literally stringing off the end of there already. It's just too sticky for me. And then when it dries down, it's still really sticky. I nearly didn't use this product just because I didn't want to apply it to my lips because it's so sticky. It's got a really strong kind of like minty smell as well, which I don't really want on me all the time. So guess that to apply it, but it just leaves your lips feeling just too sticky, and it's just not for me. I love the actual effect of it. I love the plumping effect. It does really well. Colouring actually too bad. It's quite a natural colour. It's really nice and glossy. It's just that stickiness. Really don't like it. I'm just going to apply this and then I'll show you what I mean. So I've not applied too much because like I said, I don't have too much on with it being so sticky. This is what it's looking like. It doesn't look too bad and it does a really good job of actually plumping your lips, but it's just, it's really hard to show you on camera. It's just really sticky. I just don't like the texture. The texture of it just doesn't do it for me at all. Yeah, it's just not for me. It's just not a great feeling. I don't like sticky things on my lips. Obviously it would have probably worked better as well if I had like lip liner and things like that on, but I don't really have ones that I wouldn't buy again. I've got a couple that I like. Maybe the Real Love by Revolution, because I do absolutely love that, but it feels like it breaks all the time. Just the actual product breaks all the time. It's so tingly now. The actual product itself just breaks all the time. Whenever I sharpen it, it just snaps off, but I think that might be because it's been like dropped or damaged. Don't think that's the actual product. That's why I didn't include that in this video. Yeah, that is my full face of products that I would not buy again. I really hope you've all enjoyed this. I really enjoyed filming it. I feel like it's just a different video and I just love the honesty in it. I love how real it is, and yeah, really hope this actually has helped people out. If this has, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and leave me a lovely little comment in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already because it really helps us out. We actually have 60% of our audience is not subscribed, so what are you guys waiting for? It is free. It helps us so much. So make sure to press that button, especially with that little bell on. But that is it from me for today. I really hope you've enjoyed this and I will hopefully see you all next time. Bye!